Hi. So today I'm going to talk about how the data analytics industry has changed over the last decade. So when I started about 11, 12 years back, it was quite different from what I see now. So I'd like to discuss what changes have happened over these years and how, as a beginner, someone like you can prepare yourself to be relevant in the fast changing industry. So from this experience, hopefully you learn something, and it's important to emphasize actually how things can change over time, and this industry has changed quite dramatically over the last 10 years. A decade back, if you go to any analytics department of any company, right, you will most probably see economists or statistician working there. Rarely you will find computer science guys or engineers working there, but things have changed quite dramatically. You will see the more programmer or software engineers or computer science people working in data science industry compared to 10, 11 years back when it was mostly statistician econometricians. So it only shows that the importance of programming has increased over time, right? As an analytic professional, you are required to have good understanding of models and mathematics and business, and but more than anything, you really have to know how to program well. Back then, if you knew a bit of SPSS also, or any other statistical software, you would still be hired. But things have changed now, right? Unless you know some modern programming languages such as Python or R or other programming languages such as Julia or Java, .NET, the chances of being hired is quite less if you don't know programming, right? Doesn't matter how much statistics you know or sure how much mathematics you know. Many mathematicians don't know much programming, or rather don't even like programming, but they really need to understand and do some programming if they want to get opportunities in the analytics industry. There are other changes also. Okay. Back then there was more emphasis on building models. I remember spending hours, days even, thinking about problems, thinking about models, algorithms, how to fine tune the algorithms to improve performance. Actually, things have changed quite dramatically back, since then. Now there are so many library available, open source library, that it's very difficult to even beat the benchmark model performance that you get from these vanilla algorithms. Okay. A lot of things are automated, so I remember even writing packages for optimizations and all that, and tinkering around how to sort of improve the optimization process. All that is now, you can easily find in many packages. You don't have to do things yourself, and so the modeling processes has become much easier compared to what it was about 10, 12 years back, whereas the requirement of programming has increased quite a lot. Okay. There were many research projects back then. That means projects that would go on for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Things have changed. Now most analytics projects are shorter in duration, and yeah, like you quickly build something and you implement something, and without having to wait for implementation cycle as such. So quick prototyping, so it has become more of a software development type where you quickly prototype something, implement something, see results, get feedback, and then you make changes. So it has become more agile compared to how it used to be a decade back, right? Analytics was very limited to only certain industry, banking and financial industry for sure, that was using quite a lot of analytics 10, 12 years back. Insurance industry, consumer goods, but not the other industry. But now all the industries are using analytics in some forms or the other. You will not find probably a single company in the world that is not having an analytics department. That was not the case 10, 12 years back. Okay, so it was considered a niche market. If you introduce yourself as an analytics profession, probably many people wouldn't even know actually what it is. But things have changed quite dramatically, right? Now everybody knows about data analytics, data science. It wasn't the case 10 years back. Okay, so there is a mass market. A lot of jobs are available. Back then, if you wanted to switch from one company to the other, you probably didn't have that many opportunities to explore. Things have changed now. You can have a number of opportunities. You can move from one industry to the other, uh, right? Also, in terms of career, also things have changed. Back then it was considered as very specialist sort of a career. That means you are a research scientist working as a research guy all your life. Of course, you want to do some research initially in your career as a professional, but as you move on, you also want to explore other career options and move to other career options. That was very difficult for analytics professionals, but things have changed now. I know many analytics professionals who have moved from being analytics specialists to someone who is a product manager or chief operating officer. In fact, some of them have even moved to become, yeah, more of a business guy, right? That wasn't the case, rarely was the case. Maybe if you wanted to do consulting in that particular area, that was possible back then, but not within the industry. Like within banking, you would move from analytics to front office. That was less popular or less known, but it has become a reality, and it is true in all kinds of companies. So that is very good thing actually that has happened. So the plethora of opportunities for good analytics professionals to make career in other fields also, right? Which where you can use your skills from analytics, but also learn something new, right? Especially in the areas of business. Okay. Um, there were a lot of other things also, right? Back then, um, there were not many automation activities are happening back then. Now you see that a lot of things are getting automated through through engineering activities. You'll see that. So back then it was more of a, if you, I don't know if you have experienced back working in those days, but you are mostly working on a small data set and trying to solve some sort of a problem, and you had plenty of time to do that. But things have changed now. Most data analytics projects are now more like IT projects, where you have set deadlines, you know what to do, what algorithms to use, and you'll be closely working with the data people. You have specialized data people who are data engineers, and you have specialized implementation people who are software engineers. You work very close to them, and you um, yeah, that was different actually. About a decade back, you only had to worry about your modeling skills, nothing more than that. Whereas it has become a very all-rounder type of career, right? Which is actually a good thing, because you not only learn the analytics side of things, but also the business side of things, the IT. A lot of the analytics professionals back then were not very good in programming, not very good in communicating with the business, but things have changed now. I think almost all analytics professional I met, they have pretty good understanding of the IT world, good understanding of the business. So that's really a good change in my view. Back then, the entry barrier was actually quite high. You had to have a MSc statistics or econometrics or a PhD in these areas to get jobs in analytics. Whereas it has changed. Now I see even people with just bachelor degree. Not many of don't even have from a good quantitative background. I mean, neither engineer or scientist. Even many from commerce and arts background, I see people working in the analytics industry. That was less common back then. So many career opportunities are available in analytics industry right now as compared to 10, 11, 12 years back. when it was primarily focused on modeling, less on visualization or data processing, model implementing, and all those things where, I mean, the opportunities were less available back then. But we have a lot more opportunities nowadays. In terms of job growth, actually, the number of jobs available, huge change, massive change, right? Uh, there were like few hundred opportunities, or maybe few thousand, like 12, 13 years back. Uh, I mean, in the entire, and I am talking about India, but I've also seen that in Europe, that at one point in time, you would just come across few hundred opportunity, few hundred openings. But it has changed now. Now you go on LinkedIn, you will find thousands and thousands of openings in the data science analytics area, right? So it has increased manifold, like at least, if I am not wrong, more than even 100 times. The number of opportunities have increased by more than 100 times. So that is actually another good thing, right? Um, so as a beginner, someone who is going to be in the industry, I would advise you to focus um, on building skills, not just in modeling, but also in writing good programs, understanding of good programming skills, what makes you good programmer, how to write efficient codes, how to you know have knowledge about object oriented programming. um, so have understanding of good programming, that's important. uh, right, focusing on your communication skills, your understanding of the domain, or the business area we'll be working on, is also another important skill. So if you are coming from economics, statistics, maths background, who didn't have the opportunity to learn programming, learn something on your own. Do a course, do something about it, right? Otherwise, it will be difficult. And if you're coming for engineering or computer science background, you did have some programming experience in college. You did take some courses. Try to also learn, the modeling side of things, like understanding of sampling, understanding of probability and statistics, understanding of econometric modeling, or statistical modeling. And beside that, obviously, the more advanced modeling in the ML and AI areas, such as the support vector machines, or the neural network modeling. So if you if you strike a balance between these two, then your chances of being hired is quite good. Otherwise, if you just specialize in modeling, have no knowledge of mathematics, that's no knowledge of programming, that's a problem. Or the other way around, if you're a good programmer, you're a good engineer, you can build system, but you do not have a proper understanding of how to build models using data. I think that then that's also a problem if you want to make a career in analytics, right? You have to know both, right? The good thing is that there is no entry barrier nowadays, especially in many industry. There's still some entry barrier in banking and financial industry, but in other industry, I see you don't need to have a master's degree or PhD in order to work as a data scientist. You can just be a bachelor holder in engineering or science, and you can still be hired. And there are countless people who are working with just a bachelor degree in data science, data analytics field, right? So you can also try that, right? There are ample opportunities, ample number of courses available, online courses, to learn data analytics. When we started, I think about 12 years back, there were not many. In fact, there were none. Almost, I I don't think there were any proper data analytics courses available to learn these tools and techniques. But things have changed now. Internet is flooded with data science courses. Many courses are free of cost. You could also try it. Many videos are free of cost. When I started this channel, actually, I wanted to share some of the things I was doing in the industry, and not very seriously. And what I've heard from many of my viewers, that it has things, they really learned a lot of things. And later on, obviously, many people started making such videos on YouTube, writing blogs on different platforms. And now you have so many things to, so many resources to um, take help from, right? It wasn't the case, right? If you are a complete beginner, you have a lot of resources available at your disposal to to learn these things. It wasn't the case 10, 11, 12 years back. You really had to then either learn on the job, or take help from someone you already know, or you had to go for a full-time master's degree in business analytics, data mining, or statistics, computer science even, right? So let me know your thoughts. If you have more questions, I'll be happy to respond. Otherwise, see you in another video.